Praise the Lord, everyone. This is Evangelist Walesa Norris, and I am coming to you guys this Sunday with my message of today. First, I want to thank everyone for the birthday wishes, the well wishes. I truly did enjoy my birthday this year in Africa. And I also want to say happy Black History Month. We do know this is the first day of Black History, so I don't know about you other African Americans or whatever race you are, right? I do always try to go back to our history to learn something, to research different people, right? Just to add wisdom to my life or to be grateful for something, right? Because we can always complain about something, but when we look at how far we have came as a race, as the human race, not just one color, right? All cultures, and how people are blending together, coming together, talking together, eating together, living together. It's such a beautiful thing, right? We do know it's a lot more that we have to overcome and we have to grow, but I do love to see how all cultures come together, especially in this time of year of 2026, when years ago it was not like that. Now, with that being said, I want to speak on my message for today, and my message of today is knowing when to change, right? Knowing when things have to change, because sometimes we can get so distracted, right, by life, especially if we're not staying close to God or in prayer or reading our Bible or trying to have something positive in our life every day, like a daily devotion or speaking affirmations. We can get distracted. We do know the holidays just passed, right? And we have friends, we have family, we have a lot of different things, but we want to come back to reality, right? Because we do know things can go horribly wrong in our life, especially as a believer. If you're not closer to God and you want to understand why things are going wrong in your life, or why you feel like things are just not happening for you, or you're not getting the blessings that God has for you, right? Now, with me speaking on knowing when things need to change, whether that's with you, whether that's in your environment, whether that's your friendships, right? Maybe that's your family. Maybe you have to love people from a distance, right? Because you don't want to block your blessings. When you get close to God and you get to know who God is, we do know God is love. He He sent us in this world with different environments, different people, right? But it's up to us, right, to decide which way we want to go. Do we want to do good or do we want to do bad? Do we want to connect with people that's going to help us grow and help us believe in ourselves and we cheer each other on? Or are we going to be with the group of people that is always putting people down? Now, with God being love, right, that means God is of positivity, of helping other people and making sure you get help. Now, I get this from the book of Proverbs, and if you are a Bible reader, right, you know the book of Proverbs is the wisdom chapter. In Proverbs, it says, the curse of the Lord is on the house of the wicked, but He blesses the house of the righteous. Now, being righteous don't mean that you are a perfect person, right? We all have flaws, but being righteous is just having the right motives, meaning the right thing toward the people God put in your life, trying to do right by people, right? Trying to tell them good and positive, helpful information that can help them grow or help them get ahead in life, or whatever knowledge you have that you know that they may not have, or if you know a different way of doing things that can better other people and you tell them right, whether they take it or not, God know you had the right motives, right? You are praying for people, you are wishing them well, even if you have to let them go, right? Those are the people God calls the righteous, and His blessing and divine favor rest upon them, right? Now, just because you are a good person, we do know we are fighting the enemy, right, which is Satan, and he get in different people hearts and minds, right? You can be good friends or good family with certain people, right, and you never know what they are battling internally, and all of a sudden they turn towards you, right, or do things that you wouldn't expect them to do, right? You know that it's the enemy in them, right? And even though it can be hurtful, right, instead of plotting your revenge or how you gonna get them right back, right, you want to pray about it, even if you have to distance yourself, knowing that God will handle it and take care of it. Now, when it say the Lord's curses on the house of the wicked, right, the curses on the house of the wicked when you are constantly seeing things constantly go wrong in your life, those who are around you, right? Those who you are connected with. Like I said, when you are righteous, you're going to go through things, right? But God quickly or suddenly turn things around and turn your mourning into joy and dancing, right? Things start working out for you. You're starting to see good things happen in your life, good people showing up in your life. Just when you thought it was over, right? God show up with a miracle. Make sure you paying that bill, to make sure your kids going to certain events and in colleges and different schools, right? And meeting different people and yourself, right? But when you are wicked and always finding problems with someone, always can't see the bigger side, right? Can't wait to, push people down and anybody around you, including yourself, talking down upon yourself, don't think good of yourself or nobody else, right? Then things are always going wrong around you and other people. That's when you have to realize something needs to change, whether that's within you, whether that's the people you're connected with, right? Because you can't grow and try to think positive and believe in God and have faith and try to want to do the right thing and have the right motives if you're around everyone who have negative motives, right? Bad intentions don't mean well for nobody, right? And when you get in trouble, right, they're not there to help you or offer you a helping hand, right? Those are the people God called wicked. And sometimes people don't know that they wicked, right? Just because you believe in God, you have to do what God say, right? You have to follow the word, right? You have to walk in love. You got to, wish well for other people. You have to show up to want to be a helping hand. And even if you can't help them financially, right, to pray for them. Even if you gave them some bad advice and at the time your motives was right? You thought it was good advice and you find out later, maybe I should have told them something different, or maybe I should have made a different choice, right? God know your motives was right. Your intentions was right. So God will still bless you. Now, no one is perfect, but God want to see us continuing to work on ourselves and growing spiritually in wisdom and in our relationships. He wants good for us in our relationships with our families, with our friends, with our kids, with Him, right? And we all make mistakes. We all fall down sometimes. Sometimes we all get into the habit of gossiping or saying things we shouldn't say. But once you catch it, when you are a child of God, right, and you reading your Bible, right, and you're seeing scriptures or you're running across different words, right, that's telling you certain actions, certain things you said or done was wrong, right? Then Psalm 51 is a great prayer to pray. Now, David had to pray this prayer so many times, and we do know God called David a man after His own heart. Not that he was a perfect person, right? Not that he didn't make a ton of mistakes. He even killed somebody because of his lust, right? But because he went to God and he asked God, create in me, Lord, a clean heart and renew in me a right spirit, right? I want to do the right thing. I want to have the right intentions toward people. Please forgive me, right? Now, that don't mean God gonna block you from the consequences of your bad choices and your bad actions, right? But He will show you mercy and turn around the bad things that's happened in your life and bring good in your life. So if that is you, you've been making the wrong choices, not having the right motives toward the people that's in your life, towards your family, your friends, right? You want to pray that prayer. God, created me a clean heart and renewing me a right spirit, right? I want to do right by people because I want your blessings on my house and everything that's connected to me and around me, right? But if you are a righteous person and you're going through some wrong things, right, God is not going to leave you there forever in that situation. We can all grow and learn from anything we go through. We just want to keep a pure heart. Now, like I said, we all fall and we may complain. We may, get into the spirit of gossiping or don't like certain things, right? But once you pray about it and you release it, right, and you give it over to God and you ask God for forgiveness and put you back on the right path, have you thinking the right thoughts, help you to work on yourself, right? God will start blessing your efforts, the baby steps that you are taking toward getting to know Him and doing better things for yourself, right? And we can just look over our family line, over our friendships, right? You see the things that keep happening over and over again, right? Things steady going wrong, certain things, history is repeating itself through every generation. That means something has to change. And why not be the first person to try to change whatever is going wrong in your house so you can bring in God's blessings and not his curses, right? We want God's blessings as we grow older, as we get wiser, as we know we want good things to happen in our life. And everyone has felt how it feels to be in need or down or need someone to encourage them or need someone to help them, right? And you won't have that help if all you have been doing is being negative and hurtful toward people when it's your time and when it's you in need of help, right? God ain't gonna make no one come across your path that's good if you haven't been putting out good and you ain't been trying to be good and understanding toward people. Now, we know we don't get along with everybody, right? Everybody have different opinions, but you don't want to wish ill on people and you don't want to put people down all the time, right? If you are doing that, like I said, Psalm 51 is a good prayer for you to pray. So that is my message for today. Recognize when things need to change. God bless.